want to cover, I don't know if I covered actually this real quick. If I click on an icon right here, is the anything one, that cylinder, you'll see all the details of that object right here. And you can click on the x-axis right here. All I have to do is click on that x-axis, all right? Go to the middle here and right-click, okay? And now I can actually just manipulate moving it on the x-axis and x-axis alone. Same with rotate on any of the axis or scale. You can pretty much do anything you want. Z key will undo, just Z and Z alone. Good thing to remember. Now, right now, this here it's telling us that it's scaled at 1. It's telling us where it is on the grid right now. If you notice, I click on that Z, right-click, I can move it back and forth. Now, right there in the center, okay, would be right here in the center would actually be 0, and a good way to do that is just highlighting all of these here. Hit 0, hit enter. Now it brings it directly back into the center, okay, of the grid. All right, I highlighted all of them. I hit 0. It brings me directly back into the center. Okay. Now another thing that I could do if I wanted to. Let's see, we've covered that. Oh, another thing I wanted to show you is right now it's on the, I'm going to move it on the Z-axis. Right click again, and you notice I'm going one way and it's negative. Going the other way, it's positive, it's plus, if you're paying attention to these numbers up here. A good way to determine whether it's back or in front. And remember, you can always, of course, go up here to the top, hit the home button. It will bring you back to the main perspective view. And paying attention down here, you got your Y, Z, and X axis, and get you back to square one. So that's that. The next thing I guess we should cover here, creating some icons. That's another thing he covered. If you click on up here, you can access the shelf editor right here. Remember, this is our shelf up here. Now you got your different shelves: general, curve, surfaces, polygons, goes, so on and so forth. But over here is your custom tab. Now there's nothing on the custom tab right now because we haven't created anything. But what you can do is you can go ahead and click here and go to the shelf editor. Okay? Now, and this window will appear. Now right now I have the custom selected, and so by default it opened up with custom selected. But each one of these here tabs is one of these tabs that are up here. Okay? Animation, dynamics, and look at, as I'm changing them, you can see they're actually changing up here as well. So if I go to custom, I can actually create a custom tab for whatever I want to use it for. So the next thing that I would guess I would want to do is well, all down here you have all your details to it. This PNG icon right here is actually what you would use as the actual label of it. And you notice I actually clicked on that and something appeared up there. If I wanted to change that icon, I don't know if I'm going to go into that right now. I guess I might as well real quick. What you can do, I don't know if I want to go into that. Maybe we'll go into that later. I think we are going to go into that later. You guys should remember how to do this from class. But what basically you can do is take this file, open it up in Photoshop, and don't alter any of the settings. Just open this file up in Photoshop, and you should be able to manipulate it and change this graphic to whatever graphic you want. And then click on File and find out where you actually saved it to. If you saved it under Documents, you would click on it and then go from there and then hit Open, and then it would load that new icon on there, and you can set to whatever you want that icon that's going to be loaded up here to do. You know, is that command, whatever the command would be in here. So I'm going to go ahead and close that out. I don't really want to touch on that too much, to be totally honest, because we had a lot of other things to cover. The next one is this menu that I want to cover here. But if you right click, you'll notice that you got another menu that pops up here. Right now we're in object mode, which means that when we right click on it and make sure we're in object mode, if I click on any object, it selects the entire object. All right. But say we wanted to, work with this here sphere, and I wanted to actually work with some of the vertices. Okay, and vertices, what is a vertice again? Vertices are these points, these little tiny points where the actual lines meet up. All right. So if we were to right click and go to vertice, okay, now you notice that if you look in real close, there's little purple dots on every one of these right now. Okay, these little, anywhere where two lines meet up, there is a vertice. Now I've selected that one vertice, and what I can do now is I've got the move tool selected right now, so I can move that one vertice. Okay, I'll push Z and go back to the way it was. If I wanted to control a whole bunch of them, I can select a number of vertices. Now every one of those in yellow is the ones that are selected. And I got the move tool selected, so I would be moving all of them now. Okay. Now push Z again. Now I could also change that again. If you click off of it and right click, you sometimes get this here. That's not what I wanted. So you got to make sure you're actually over the object sometimes. The edge, you can do the same exact thing with edge. What is an edge? It's like one of these lines right there, and it turns like this. I think Bear called it an aspirin color. But now I've got that line selected, and now I can do the same thing with the line. I can pull that out and change it and move it and manipulate it in any direction. I'll hit the rotate tool. Rotate's not a good one, which was E, hotkey E. R is scale. I was going for scale. I can actually make it bigger or smaller, just that one edge. Do something with it. Maybe this is a bad object to work with to show this. Perhaps we should. I'm going to go over to polygons. I'm going to create a cube right here. Zoom in on this cube. I'm going to hit 5, which is going to shade it. Okay, because that's the hotkey for shading. And I'll do the same. Right now, I had edges selected. I'm going to actually do face this time, and you can actually select the different faces of it. And again, I got the scale tool, so I can make it bigger, smaller, whatever. And move tool could do the same thing. I really want to hit that button, but I'm not. I'm going to hit W instead, and I can move just, just controlling the face. And that's that menu right there. I'm going to go back to object mode right there. The next thing that I want to talk about real quick, so I want to kind of wrap this tutorial up soon, is these buttons up here and the hotkeys for them. This is X, which is X is snap to grid. So if I have that on, you can turn it on like that. When it's highlighted like that, it is constantly on. And you'll see right now that the motion of it, it is snapping to the grid. Okay, I still have face selected right now. That's why now I have the whole object selected. So you'll see now the way it's moving, and because it's snapping to the grid. This one up here is curves, snap to curves, and with a C, that is the hotkey for that. I can turn it on and off with that. Now if you just click on it, it'll stay on. Okay, if you were to just hold down the key, it stays on just for however long you have the key selected, so very valuable. And then V is your hotkey for this one here, vertices, and same thing with that one there, and it will allow you to snap it to the closest vertice. Ooh. And then J is another hotkey, which is the hotkey for snapping with the Move, Rotate, Scale tool for snapping with that. So I'm holding down J right now. See, without J. See, without J. Okay. And with J. So you get that motion again. And J can be used for move, rotate, scale, or scale. That's pretty much that. Well, just to wrap things up over here, the only other thing I think I didn't cover here is the hyper shading window over here. And if you click on over here, well, that's my outliner down here, perspective. This is your hyper shading window. Now this hyper shading window can be used to add textures and different stuff, colors, stuff like that to that. But hyper shading is down here, and again, it works just like either the outliner window or the orthographic views here. I have it open right now, so if I wanted to get rid of it, I just come out over here, hover over the perspective view, hit spacebar, it would go away. And then if I hit it again, hyper shading would come back. So that's that. We'll get into applying and stuff like that at a later date when he teaches us more. That's when I'll go over it again too. The only other thing I think I really want to cover in this here is up here on the top right. Okay, these icons up here. This first one is the attribute editor. Okay, and if you were to click that, it would bring up the attributes of any kind of object that you clicked on. He hasn't really covered that too much, so I'm not going to cover it as well. That'll make that go away. The next one is your tool settings, and you can come over here, and here's a whole bunch of different tool settings. Like I said, again, he hasn't really touched on that too much, so I'm not going to either. And the last one here is the channel box and layer editor, and that will hide it or show it. Okay. So we've covered a lot of different things out of Chapter 3 right now that he has covered. Oh, the other thing I wanted to tell you is if you hotbox, okay, by holding down the space bar, will give you hotbox reference. It's another menu, and you can select different things from here. Again, we haven't gone into this too much here, but want to show you how to get to that menu. Okay, so I covered a lot of stuff that was in Chapter 3 right now. Go back and watch it over again. Read the book. That's all I can say is that these videos are just a refresher course on it and everything. Read the book. Read the book. That will definitely help you, get further. I am going to start doing another one on Chapter 4 very soon. I need to go over that material, and then this, like I said, this is helping me as well as you go over this stuff. But I will be doing more tutorials, and I hope it helps everybody. You can always email me with a question, or Bear. He's the better person. He's actually a teacher. But if you can't get a hold of him, and I do know the answer to something, I will help. But anyways, I hope it helped you. See you in class. See ya.